Hey everybody, how you doing? Yeah, we got a job ahead of ourselves, I suppose, eh? We want to win a better day. Gotta stop war and democracies for Saudi Arabia. That's just crazy, right? Oh, yeah, that's right. I think I'm correct on that. I feel like I've been locked up tight for a century of lonely nights. Could likely win the election because the American people just aren't tuning into the fact that she's been established a war crime enemy, guilty of treason, financing ISIS to mass murder the defenseless, innocent, forsaken Christians, Muslims, and Jews too. Let's not forget who we are, being equally treated in self-respect, committed to the civilized world. We soon discover, hey, we've been cheated for far too long, a fair say here, and it's time to do right by ourselves by insisting we follow probable cause at these major crime scenes involving the thievings of literally trillions of dollars from the American victims left still unaware by TV magic mind control. I mean, trillions of dollars stolen through embezzlement costs all of Americans. It will for generations, unless you get that money back, as we should, following the truth and doing ourselves right. Now, I shouldn't be the only person on the planet to say that. It doesn't seem like forbidden knowledge. I don't understand why this isn't just as much your right as my own. You know, and it's in that position of, the indivisible that we find the profound teachings of any prophet you want to mention will tell. It's just about treating people fair. That's it, man. That's Hillel, the founder of the Jewish faith. That's his story. That's his entire story. Just treat people fair. That's all it's about. It's all commentary, he says, actually. Except, you just want to treat people fair. And then I think, from some stories I've heard, he touches his nose, I think, and then stands on one foot. And says, "Hey, Johnny, how's it going?" or something like that. So, check it out. So yeah, we're getting back our stolen 16 trillion. We're getting justice on 9/11. Sandy Hook, the Boston bombing. Yeah, you've been lied to. But sometimes people, it seems, would prefer to die for their lies than face the reality at hand as to what it's going to take to stop these demons from transgressing our laws, stealing our children's lives. They did at Sandy Hook, thinking that they would not get caught. But they are caught. They never let EMS in there to save the children that are moaning in agony, feet away from the front door. Never are they allowed entry, nor are police officers. Just that one little contingent. They say, "We checked the school already, go away." We got to deal with that. with the head of EMS on the radio saying, bring the ambulance right to the school. We need mass casualty kits. Let's get it together, people. No, they're not allowed entry. And it's not the police that are running things. It's this one little cadre of a group that say they have command and control through radio dispatch as to who's going to go where, absent, a defense made. If there's a possible second suspect, we need to check the school. They never check the school. Nurse Cox there, she comes out of the closet, feet away from the entry position where they gunned down a bunch of kids right there in front of her door. But she comes out 4 hours later from a closet right there, not checked. Because the shooter believed that there was nobody in that room already. He had already been through there. What do you figure? But we have the photographs to prove that they don't check the school at all. And videotape too. They just lie to all the police officers on the dispatch, of which you can hear also going, why don't we check the school? The cops over the radio are talking about, they sense something's fucking wrong here, obviously. They're all told just to parade around the school and nobody can enter at this time. They're complicit in the killing of the kids just for the fact that they don't allow EMS in there. Right? There's no reason for that but to steal their innocent lives. Didn't want him to tell you that the shooter's wearing boots, but the suspect known of as Lanza, dead there at the scene, appears to be about 12 years old and wears size 8 sneakers. That's the autopsy photographs. But we know the shooter is wearing army boots due to the eyewitness testimonies. And we would have heard more stories, no doubt, from those children that they didn't want to see survive. So who are they? Well, they're under the authority of General Sattler. They come back from the attack in Fallujah, where they were ordered to kill all the children under the age, under the age of 10, pregnant women and the elderly. Well, they essentially said we're going to kill everybody in the city. And they dropped 9 2,000-pound bombs just to kill anybody who happened to be anywhere near, a 2.5 square kilometer radius, which is about 300,000 people. But before that, too, they had a position to kill just these kids. And that's who these guys are of. These war criminals in Iraq who did those kind of crimes so soldiers would get shot down and die. Because there was never any reason to attack anybody. Never there was. Saddam was 100% cooperative. Soldiers could have walked in as belly dancers. It wouldn't have been a problem. He couldn't do anything. He wasn't in violation with the UN, with any, he was willing to step down. Right? But by these grunts just committing indiscriminate slaughter and then targeting little kids. Right? They said it could have been Zarqawi. They said he could have been hidden within the children that were under 10, the elderly, and these pregnant women. That's what they said. It's like in The Guardian. It made the news. It was so fucking wicked. So that's who these guys are. Coming back from Iraq, I guess they just found it too fucking much of fun to just kill little kids. And believe that they can't be held to account for their demon wickedness because we're all too fucking stupid? I don't think so. People lead busy lives. But we're supposed to be having these police agencies that earn full-time salaries, not bothering on this circumstances at hand involving fucking our sacrifice. Imagine they're fucking mass murdering the poor here in Canada as the evidence dictates. Listen to the calls with the chief medical examiner. Phone these officials yourself. They're committing mass murder here, and they believe they can't get caught because somehow we're incapable of finding leadership through a position of mutual respect and an understanding of what it means to treat ourselves fair and not be denied your medications while poisoned to die. Like, that's their treatment there. It's murder, and I'm calling it attempted murder while they're trying to kill her, and I'm calling the cops. So it's, and they're murdering people like this. They give you things to stop you from breathing. They're suffocating you. You can't have any of the medications that you need. It's called comfort care. And they murdered my mother. And they say the cops can't go there. Yeah, they can. Fuck. Who the fuck do they think we are? The civilized is who we are. To say that some attribute of existence here has a position of ungodly sacrifice, sacrificing innocent victims to our faithful positions that these doctors know all while they inject neurotoxins into our newborns. Still confused, are you, listener? Maybe, perhaps you are. There's a lot of disinformation and people have a hard time understanding what is a provable fact as measured correct, no matter who you might be. You're going to find that these vaccinations not only contain horrific neurotoxins, but the whole concept of what they're saying they're actually officially doing is putting your body under attack. That's the medicine. They're putting your body under attack. It's like cancer treatments. It's you know what it's like? It's like going to the doctor and saying, I got a bullet wound. Can you help me? Yeah, stand in the corner. And so the doctor just riddles your body full of machine gun fire, right? And then the doctor says, look, he's bleeding slower. It's hard to laugh. It's not even funny. But that's what's going on here. We sacrifice blindly. We're not thinking. They leave it up to the professionals who are, some are committed to some demon evil. They know exactly what they're doing. They take pleasure in stealing people's lives like this. Sadistic, ungodly evil. Right? Depriving people the treatment for our better health. Denying us a care. And then beating us up as Delaney punched out my mother. Just before her first attempt at murder. She figured she had murdered my mother then. But my mother recovered. And the cops refused to fucking take action. And so too the hospital and so on. Because this is just regular fare there. As I'm fucking talking to all the people that work there. Like, what the fuck is this? Alternative fucking hell on earth? How is it that all you people function like this? And so I'm talking to all the people that fucking work there. Yeah, nobody's ever escaped in 7 years and all this shit. They keep you on as long as they can fucking drain you for money. So they say you're in comfort care. Typically people are there for 6 months. Sometimes they're 8 months is what we get from Charlene. And she's worked there 7 years. And they'll keep people dragged on for 8 months. They said you have to be deprived of your medications and poisoned. But sometimes they'll poison you, she said, 6 to 8 months. They'll just keep poisoning you and poisoning you and poisoning you. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's none of your business. What they do is they hit your mind with your brain chemistry right away. My mom didn't need any of these poisons that they put into her bloodstream. They just will to commit murder here, and they need to be arrested to face public trial for death. Because it involves not only my mother's life, but a great many others, as my discussions with investigators from the provincial government on this, telling me of numbers that exceed 10,000 victims. And I already know of like 4 or 5 in my immediate vicinity here. Right? But they don't have the evidence or the command of time to commit themselves, as almost all poor people are committed to get back to the grudging of trying to make it through another day to survive. So they target the poor. And it's murder. And listen to the cops laugh in my face in my recordings with them demanding the Criminal Code of Canada be enforced, opposing those who steal our lives. No, not forwarding it, Mike says. No, we don't do that here. And the other guy too. But the other guy, he murdered his father exactly like this. He took his father to the Health Science Center and said, I want my father in comfort care, and then they murdered him for him. So that's the guy they got running the desk on this. Forward it over there. Yeah, because he's compromised. He has to justify the murder of his father. The cop they got to say, no, I'm not letting anybody from Homicide ever look at any case like this ever till I die. This cop who killed his dad, murdered his dad. So that's what we're dealing with here in Winnipeg. And they're fucking murdering people, fuck. Young people too, it's not only old people, okay? And it's not only the poor, it could be anybody, you see. As soon as you say you can murder innocent people like they do at Winnipeg Facebook groups that don't let me talk, they say, oh, yeah, it's just the poor, who cares, fuck, whatever. As soon as you do that, it's anybody, it's police officers, you don't like this idea of being ungodly evil? Like I say, the day I'm there, it appears a young man who could be a police officer. He's about maybe 36 years old. They're getting him, fuck. He's He says, I gotta get out of here. And he sits up in his bed and they fucking jump him, man. Needle him, fucking. The nurse, as she's injecting him, she says, as recorded, don't you want to get out of here? And so she's like saying, if you cooperate, you could get out of here. You don't want to act like this, right? That's how her inflection was sold while she's injecting him with something to fucking put him out. And the truth is, as Charlene tells us, nobody has ever escaped. They murder every single person. They never let anybody live here, right? They're mass murdering people in this place because the cops won't enter as fucking demonic forces of ungodly, pure, wicked evil, but criminal, don't forget. Like, they're breaking the law as accessories to murder, right? The Winnipeg Police Department, they're accessories to mass murder by not allowing our laws to be enforced as we are committed to the cause of liberty as justice for all, man. Sounds good? It should. This should sound great to you too, because guess what? This program's been run in America also. As soon as they start taking people against their will, fuck you, man. And then to know that they're drugging you right away. They're putting you out right away so you can't talk for yourself. Oh, my mom needed... my mom just needed she had a thyroid condition where her feet were swelling, so she needed maybe a diuretic. And instead they go out and murder her. Fucking assholes. Fucking serious evil shit this is, though. Fuck. I couldn't believe it. That's how they fucking... how I failed in a sense, right? I couldn't save my mom's life, fuck. And I went everywhere, right? The cops, no, we're not getting involved. The College of Physicians and Surgeons, no, we don't, any kind of criminal allegation, we don't talk about. It's you have to call the police. Police say, we never allow any investigations ever. Go away, Mike says. Or you want to go into a private room and talk to Mike about it. Right, that's what Mike says. After, this is the last, he says this after he confesses he had never any intention whatsoever of forwarding my story to anybody in Homicide. No way. That's what he tells me. And if we have a problem with it, we gotta go in a room and talk with Mike about it. So what do you figure with that? It's pretty fucking ungodly evil. You allow them to murder my mother, they can murder your mother. They can murder anybody here, fuck. It's wrong that they should escape prison sentences for these most egregious capital offenses against our community. So, yeah, so thanks for listening. How long have we been here? Just a few minutes, I think. Yeah, about 20 minutes. We got to get justice on 9/11, Sandy Hook, the Boston bombing. These cases are solved already, essentially, but we're open for free communication. All this bailout money's got to come back, and we're going to talk about the QE 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and stuff, and what that is. It's public money going into the pockets of private individuals. Nobody understands that to be anything else but a criminal act. Right? That makes no sense. If that's what's going on, of course that is. Why are the vaults empty? They never tell it. It's been embezzled. Right? They embezzled all the funds. So we gotta get all that money back. All of it. Plus interest. Right? Don't let them escape without paying interest on top of their prison sentences. Okay? Sounds good? Should. It's not far. You never let. No reason to pretend. And if the wind is right, you can say, you can find a joy, yeah. Woo, oh.